Hello, so today we are going to learn how to calculate an inverse function. So for example, today we're going to use this example, which is f of x equals square root of 2x minus 1. The first step we are going to do is that we are going to equal f of x to y. So we got y equals square root of 2x minus 1. Now we're going to switch the terms so that where we have an y, we're going to put an x, and where we have an x, we're going to put a y. So we got square root of 2y minus 1. Now all we gotta do is solve for y. So in this case, we're going to do the inverse of a square root, which is elevating the x to the square. So we got x to the square equals 2y minus 1. Because, well, we took the square root and we changed it, so now we have a x to the square. So now we're going to switch the other term, which is the minus 1. So we got x squared, the inverse of minus 1 is plus 1, equals 2y. And now the final step is dividing everything by 2 so that we have the y alone. So we got x squared plus 1 divided by 2 equals y. So that is going to be our inverse function or our inverse equation.
Next, we are going to get the domain and range. To do so, the first thing we need to do is take our equation out of the radical and specify that it is equal or greater than 0. Then we solve for x. Once we've done that, we know that our domain, in this case, goes from 1/2 up to infinite, and our range, given the fact that there is not another term out of the radical, goes from 0 to infinite. To get the domain and range of the inverse equation, the only thing we need to do is switch up the domain and range of the original equation. This means we will have a domain that goes from 0 to infinite and a range that goes from 1/2 to infinite.
And for the inverse function, we just switch the values from x and y from the normal function in order to have the inverse points.
When we sketch the graph, we use the values from the tables that we made before, and we start drawing the points first with the normal function. And then when we have all the points, we draw the line. Now with the inverse function. Then we draw the line. And then we make a dotted line in between to visually check that the lines are symmetric.